What if super horny nerds designed an amusement park? That's one way American Princess describes a Renaissance fair. Now, imagine Gwyneth Paltrow at a Renaissance fair with not a drop of filtered water in sight. There you have the American Princess. And that's not just me bringing in the Queen of Goop. That's how the show begins. Amanda is a wellness writer, and Gwyneth Paltrow is an unseen guest at her wedding. They never actually say her last name, but they do talk about Gwyneth, and then on the back of the wedding pedicab, it says conscious coupling. The Upper East Side princess is set to get married at a perfect outdoor wedding, but within the first few minutes of the show, her fiancé accidentally FaceTimes her while he is getting a blowjob. Needless to say, the American princess decides to, confront her fiancé, and it doesn't go well. Weirdly, her mom wants her to go back to the guy who cheated on her, but she just shoves them both and ends up covered in blood. Her fiancé begs her not to leave, and he says that she completes him, and then she corrects him. "It's you complete me, asshole." She ends up with blood spit on her from the hooker, and then she just leaves. In her crinoline, bustier, and slippers. And of course now she's covered in blood. She kind of resembles the Bride of Chucky. And where does she end up? At the Renaissance Fair. And people assume she's part of the festival. But she's there without her phone, so she's basically lost in a world away. It's kind of like time travel, only not. She starts drinking and makes friends quickly, and wakes up the next morning in the room of a hot guy that goes by, I'm not even kidding, Pizzle Humps-a-Lot. She finds out he's not just attending the fair, he actually works there. Of course, her mom and sister find her and bring her back her cell phone and offer to take her home where she can make things right with her fiancé. Why would anybody go back to a guy who was cheating on them on their wedding day? And what mother wants them to? Oh, her crazy mother. She refuses and stays at the fair, dressed in sweatpants and a t-shirt. She looks very out of character. The show is kind of ridiculous, and that's what makes it great. If you like those Real Housewife type shows, this is the show for you. It's basically the same kind of crazy stuff happening, but not to real people, so there's no real consequences. I prefer my guilty pleasures that way. Scripted. Another thing I really like about this show is it doesn't make fun of people who go to Ren fairs. I mean, there's humor involved for sure, but you don't feel like they're the butt of a joke. The show's more about somebody who's living one kind of lifestyle who gets thrown a major curveball and then decides to do something else that's completely on the opposite end of the spectrum. The character on this show plays a writer, so maybe in the end she writes a book or creates a TV show.